Things are changing. Now cyclists want equal rights. It's pedal versus metal. And as you're about to see, it's a battle that's turning very ugly indeed. Road rage on every front. And it starts with the school run.
There are 27 million cars on Britain's roads, an increase of over 5 million in 10 years. But there are also 23 million bicycles, fighting with them for road space.
There simply isn't the space anymore to try and have more space for cars. So for the first time, we're trying to actually encourage motorists to use different forms of transport, thinking about public transport, thinking about cycling and thinking about walking more.
Cycling is promoted as the answer to all our transport problems, a greener, healthier way to travel. We're all urged to get on our bikes.
Cycling has huge benefits in terms of the fuel that's saved. In most cities, actually, cycling is one of the quickest means of transport. Very little parking problem. If we fill our streets with bicycles, then we can pack a lot more people in. And then, of course, on top of that, there's the health benefits.
Nowhere is this opposition to the car felt so strongly as on Britain's school run. In term time, 2 million children are driven to and from school by their parents in cars. Many in 4x4s. The government says it's too much. 8:30 a.m, North London, Hampstead, one of the most congested school runs in Britain.
It's about 8:45 now, and the cavalry has arrived, as you can see, mainly 4x4s, parked on crossings, parked on school zigzag lines which are not supposed to park, and they're parked outside other people's drives. We've had several accidents at this junction. Oh, there's another one. Somebody reversing to the main road. Look at that. Oh, here we go. There you have it.
Just wait! Just wait, honey!
It's not only on the streets of Hampstead where chaos reigns. Naomi Reynard is a school-run mum who has decided to brave the alternative to the 4x4, the school bus.
People think that the school mothers driving their children to school are inherently selfish, but the alternatives of putting all of this lot onto public transport is quite difficult.
Some school runners would never dream of going by bus. Andrew Burr's chosen chariot costs over £40,000. It can do 130 miles an hour, but not on the school run. Mr. Burr is one of the few motorists to seek professional help to combat road rage.
Well, I'm not going to get angry because my wife has insisted that I take anger management therapy. What I want to prove on camera is that it's working.
On the school run, Andrew Burr is sure it isn't his 4x4 to blame for the congestion. It's the other road users.
What he's doing, only he is aware of. But he is completely and utterly blocking the road. This man ought not to be allowed to deliver or do whatever he's going to do with this pickup truck at this time of morning.
With the school run, in many, many cases, the children could walk. So there are alternatives available. So I guess that's why it's a soft target.
He's 7 years old. How can he walk 2 miles up these hills with lorries like that trying to run him over and then do a full day at school? It's absurd. And the people who then say, well, send him on a bicycle, I think are criminally negligent.
Put it in your pocket for Aggie.
Naomi Reynard, the school-run bus mum, is taking her 3 kids to the same school as Andrew Burr. She and her gang aren't experiencing road rage.
There are 13 children using the bus every day, and that probably takes about 5 to 6 cars off the street.
Yeah, you have people to talk to, and also you get there earlier. You get definitely earlier.
The dummies are on the move.
8 out of 10 SUVs are very dangerous.
Anti-4x4 protesters dressed as crash test dummies, trying to stop the big cars on the school run.
Can we give you the Ooh, that was vicious.
Andrew Burr has no idea that he's slowly but surely heading towards the crash test dummies.
Well, what we found is the most commonly used 4x4s on the school run are the Range Rover, the BMW X5, and then the next one that's a proper gas guzzler is the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and they each get 2 out of 36 or 0 out of 36 for pedestrian safety.
And the Jeep Grand Cherokee is the very car driven by Andrew Burr.
I think they've got absurd outfits on.
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Would you like to look at the results of our survey of pedestrian safety and 4x4s in Highgate? See the terrible crash test safety results of your car in particular, which gets 0 for pedestrian safety.
That's the purpose of buying a 4x4, to look after an arms race on the road.
You are. Everyone else is being pushed into bigger cars by the number of 4x4s that are out there at this time of the morning.
Have you listened to the words you're using?
It is. I mean, look at the new Mini, right? Is that a Mini? No, it's much bigger.
I think we'd better go because the
you had. Right, cheers.
Bye.
They're basically the most inappropriate car to bring out on the school run when there's little children wandering about, when there's people on bicycles, when there's people in smaller cars. They're basically a hazard to everyone else on the road, even though the people inside feel like they're a lot safer.
Crash test dummies don't think 4x4s are suitable for the school run. Well, of course they don't. A, crash test dummies don't think. B, crash test dummies are not doing the school run.
There you go, but cyclists are causing more problems too. Next, the introduction of cycle cops and some tough fines.
I'd rather meet it, all right? I saw you.
When this courier is stopped for an offence, he displays all the signs of road rage.
If you don't calm down, I will arrest you.
Violence and abuse on British roads between motorists, cyclists, wardens and police. It's escalating and with no solution in sight. But it's not just cars causing the chaos and damage. Pedestrians too are getting fed up with cyclists not following the road rules.
In South London, more rage. Not 4x4s this time, but cyclists shooting red lights at a school crossing. In a 2-month period, 4 young children have been hit by cyclists who failed to stop at red lights. Their parents have had enough. Despite these protests, many cyclists still refuse to stop at red lights. For anyone.
Oh, look, let's get this chap.
But cyclists who run red lights in this part of Britain find themselves being pursued not only by cops on bikes, but bikes with blues and twos as well.
We pretty much are the first 2 calls during the busy periods of the week. We've got flashing blue lights on the front and back, sirens to keep the pedestrians out of the way when you're going for a busy pedestrian area.
Just slow down.
Today's crackdown is hurting the cyclists who've grown used to breaking the law.
I think you've got to hold your hands up and say, fair cop, because you would expect a motorist to get done for that.
And we do.
So
just as much.
It swings and roundabouts. The other thing is, no offence to police, but I would do that 98 times out of 100 and cruise straight through because there isn't the resources to police that.
My argument will be, well, I don't agree with that. You're putting yourself at risk. It's not safe. I could be scraping you off the floor where a bus has come out and not inspected you to be there.
Mid-morning in the City of London. The cycle cops' attention shifts from cycling commuters to people who should know better, cycle couriers. The couriers are professional cyclists